Major news today out of NXT UK, as we have a new NXT UK Women's Champion just happened today. We have Satomura defeating Kaylee Ray, with Kaylee Ray having a record-setting 649 days as NXT UK Women's Champion after winning it from Toni Storm back on August 31st, 2019 at the TakeOver Cardiff event. She's been champion ever since then until today, as Satomura has taken the title off of her. Now, great for Satomura, great for her to win that title. We'll see how she progresses with it going forward and how long her title reign is. But is Kaylee Ray coming somewhere else now? Maybe to the main roster, maybe to NXT? Will she be coming to Smackdown? Will she coming to Raw? That's where the speculation out of this is going to happen, is that where is she going after this? Is this the reason they decided to take the title off of her after such a lengthy reign as champion? Could we see a rematch in the future? Yeah, after that, maybe she comes down to the main roster. We could see that go down, but with all the rumors about NXT UK and NXT call-ups going up to the main roster to kind of freshen things up, she seems like a viable, perfect candidate to be one of those superstars to come from NXT UK or NXT and make their way up to Raw or SmackDown. I think Raw might need her more than SmackDown does because the women's division's very, very played out on Raw. I think she'll work well there with Rhea Ripley and Charlotte, individuals like those. So I think it'll be great for her to make her come up into the main roster. I think it'll be awesome. So this could be that gateway to get there. Seems like after SummerSlam, when the draft comes around, is when they're going to start doing all this stuff and bringing these call-ups up. So she could be very well set to debut on the main roster come that August 31st or August 30th of Monday Night Raw, where the draft night one will begin. So we could see that going down. But with, we got a little bit of time till then with SummerSlam coming up. But I do think she's going to be a viable candidate and one of the favorites to be called up from NXT UK. This is this next story here. Lio Rush. Remember, Lio Rush debuted in the Casino Battle Royal at Double or Nothing. All of a sudden, he announces his retirement. So this is a nut story, but Lio Rush issues pre-surgery statement on his retirement from wrestling and his future. As noted, Rush announced a sudden retirement earlier this week. He noted that the injury forced him to reevaluate his career, and he has decided to hang up the boots after fulfilling his New Japan Pro Wrestling contractual obligations once he is healed. He also noted that AEW wanted to sign him to a contract which would have had him under contract to both promotions. In this new statement, Rush said he's content with his pro wrestling career and he's happy with the decision he's made, even though it wasn't an easy one. He also said he has a unique story that he hopes to tell one day. Here's the tweet coming from Lio Rush right here. Before I head into my procedure today, I wanted to share something. I'm content with what I've accomplished in my wrestling career. I'm happy that I made the decision that I've made. This wasn't an easy one, but it was the right one. I started this wrestling journey at 17 years old, and I sacrificed everything that I had to put me in the position that I am currently in today. To me, this is my second chance to be a father that I've always wanted to be, and a husband I've always wanted to be. I've always been through a lot in my life, a lot of unseen and unheard. I have a story, a unique story, and I hope to tell one day at the right place, at the right time, and in this right setting. I love you guys, and I'll miss you guys so much. Thank you for everything you've done for me and my family with wrestling. Yeah, so it's sad news that he's going to retire so young. This doesn't mean that he can never make a comeback. 5-6 years down the road, maybe he gets that itch again, that bug, and he wants to come back into pro wrestling. But he said he's going to finish up his obligations with New Japan Pro Wrestling once he does heal up from this injury that he does have. It's pretty interesting, though, that he would do it, that he would retire knowing that, AEW wanted to sign him and he could have made, have two contracts, make kind of double the money in New Japan and AEW, but he wants to do his personal stuff, more power to him. Sounds great for him and his family. But I do think we may see him again in a few years. These guys cannot really, that bug kind of sticks there and they kind of get that itch again. Look at guys who thought their careers were over before. Edge, individuals like that, Daniel Bryan, they, stay away, they get the itch and they try hard to come back. So we could see this with Lio Rush, him eventually make a comeback in a few years from now. But let's get to this last story. And it's one that we heard about yesterday, backstage talk on WWE, possibly bringing Aleistar Black back after him being released on June 2nd. It was noted that as a shock of the recent releases starts to wear off, there's a feeling that out of everyone released on June 2nd, Black was cut too soon and was more the victim of broken promises and the start-stop creative process more than anything he did. There's been talk that he's been cut prematurely and push for WWE officials to bring him back. Yeah, I don't see him coming back whatsoever, at least of right now, maybe in a few years or so, because it's going to be kind of weird. He got released as public, so if you just bring him back, put him back. I definitely know that the Dark Father character that he was working on is completely scrapped. If he comes back, soon, that's gone. They can't go back to it because it's public. Everybody knows that he was released. He's going to come back and just jump right back into it. They had just had him debut and attack Big E, which is arguably like the third biggest star on the brand of SmackDown. So, you know, it's pretty much shot to me. I think if he comes back and we won't see him for another 3-4 months if he does sign back, and then they just kind of repackage him again. The Dark Father stuff is done. It's dead and buried. You can't go back to it, especially after releasing him publicly. And I don't think he's going to come back that quickly. And I think, you know, at least 6 months to a year is the next time we see Aleistar Black. I think this is just a story. People are upset by it. They don't like it. But, you know, and they may be pushing for him to come backstage. But I doubt they're going to just, you know, do an about face and come right back and just re-sign him back to what he was doing before. What's done is done at this point. And to bring him back now, I mean, like I said, you would have to repackage him again and put more work and thinking into it, thought process into what his character will be, because you can't go back to the Dark Father stuff after you cut him publicly, after pretty much all that went down and he just came back. So makes no sense, but I don't think he's coming back anytime soon, to be honest with you. But we'll see as things transpire in the next few weeks if he does eventually come back. But guys, that's the wrestling news and rumors for today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you drop a like on this video, hit the subscribe button with the chair in the corner before it hits you first, sub to the channel, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Got some special things planned for you guys, hopefully dropping this week, and obviously Friday, you know, Dynamite and SmackDown reaction and reviews. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.